We have an upset gig driver.
And another thing that I'm going to start doing is being super aware of when I get an offer, $1.50, which is no tip, it gets bundled with another order. That actual person tips well and it gets bundled together. So essentially, the person who didn't tip gets her order for free. I do understand that there are delivery fees that the app charges you. If you can't afford to tip, then get your in the car and go get your stuff. Stop expecting for free. Uber Eats, DoorDash, Spark, whatever favor is a luxury. It gets delivered right to your door. It's a luxury. And if you can't afford it, then don't use the app. And those people that say Uber should be paying the delivery drivers more, no. They're basically like the hub to find you the work to go do. It's up to the customer to pay for the service and their goods and pay the tip for the driver to go deliver it to you on your doorstep.
I do not believe you can, nor do I believe you should, dictate to customers who can and cannot use the app. I don't think you should dictate to them how they should use it. When you take on gig driving jobs, which I've never really agreed with people doing because I think I've told you, to me, it's just all a big old scam. A lot of gig workers like to say, look at all the money I made, but they don't count for the added costs, such as, the mileage on the car, wear, tear, all of that stuff, extra insurance, just whatever. They typically don't add that in. And you can bet that the driving companies, Uber, Lyft, etc., they don't want you to add that in because that would take away greatly from the money that it appears you're making. But I think to come on and tell people this is a luxury service. No, this is not any more of a luxury service than Amazon delivery. And if we want to talk about luxury service, then I guess the United States Postal Service that delivers our mail every single day on the taxpayer dollar, then they are the black Cadillac of luxury service. Would the gig drivers consider them to be luxury service, the people that come and deliver their mail every day? But then we could argue, yeah, but they're being paid by the taxpayers. They get a salary. Have we not heard news reports over the years about how low their pay is in comparison to the stress and the constant so-called? I mean, I'm not in politics, all right, but I think there's been plenty of evidence they run on a real shoestring, almost not for profit budget. Do we consider our daily mail delivery a luxury service? But choosing to take on a job that is really, for most of you guys out there, I don't do it because I refuse to use my car for such things. But when you take on the job, you already know you're getting screwed over because you're using your car. One of the most expensive things right next to a house that you can buy. Usually it's your house is most expensive than your car. But getting on social media and telling people to basically park their asses at home, because basically that's what she's saying, all right? Park your ass at home. You can't afford the service. You shouldn't use it. You can't dictate that to people. If they want to use it, let them use it. That's like trying to tell people you can't afford to shop at Macy's, Saks Fifth Avenue. You have to put it on a credit card. Hey, you shouldn't even be walking into the store. Guess what? People are going to still walk into that store that can't afford those goods. They're going to stick it on a credit card and go bankrupt later. As y'all know, I had 2 bankruptcies in my histories in my 20s and 30s. So I'm living proof of that stupidity. But sitting there and telling people that because it doesn't make you the money that you want to have, the money that you expect, that therefore they should stay at home. I'll be totally honest. I'm not even sure if the apps would be in business if all those people following her instructions truly stayed at home. And I don't have any proof of that or anything. Okay. And I'm not that interested in researching it. But I am willing to bet there would be the companies, meaning the big corporations, they have to be making something even off of the people that don't tip. It's kind of like how TikTok makes money off the beggars. People are like, take away the begging from TikTok. It's horrible, awful. No, no, no. Good fodder for this channel. But the even bigger is that TikTok makes money off the beggars. You don't see it, but I think they take around 55, 65% of the TikTok donations. So we may not see it, but Uber and Lyft, they're making money. I am sure of it because, in a business model, it has to be planned for it. There's going to be a large percentage, and I'm going to say it's a large percentage and not a small percentage that don't tip. That has to be factored into the business model somehow or another. The companies are making money even off of the non-tippers. But to me, it's very I don't know if word self-righteous is, but to tell me I can't use it, and I always tip, and I've only used it now once in my whole life. But to tell me that I can't use the service because I'm not going to tip the amount that you feel is appropriate, so I should not use it because she says so. Nah, screw it. Do I believe you should tip? Yeah, I should. I mean, I do. But whether a person does or does not, unless it's required, I don't really tip. I don't know, not really. I don't tip the Amazon people, and trust me, they work 10 times harder on my behalf. So I don't know. I don't know what she's expecting, telling people to not use it because she doesn't like it. I'm sorry, she doesn't get that say.
Here's like a $5 tip. But they ordered 12 cases of 24-pack waters to a business. I couldn't even get through the gates because it's high security. So I had to leave the waters right there by the guard shack. Go get your own water.
Wait, so she's complaining because they had 12 cases of 24-pack of water and she didn't even have to carry it all the way. She just left it at the guard shack. So they did, in essence, come and pick up their water. She didn't actually have to carry 12 cases of it. And water is heavy.
I accepted the order, but I will never do that again. They don't always tell you what you're picking up. It's a luxury job. Let's just say you order pizza. You automatically have to tip before you even get your order. So what's the difference? You got to use your own car. You have to pay for the gas, time, effort, wherever you're getting delivered to. And if you're getting heavy orders, like I always decline those. I had to carry 10 bags of mulch, which those are like 10 pounds each. But she tipped pretty good, and then she actually came to my car and helped me.
You need help carrying 10 pounds bag of mulch? I know women whose purses are bigger than that. 10-pound bag of mulch. Of course, I do weightlifting and stuff. So I'm like, okay.
Gig work is what it is.
Right. And so it is what it is. You know what it is when you took the job. I know what teaching is when I took the job. I make the necessary income adjustments. Which, as you know, I started this channel 52, all right, 7 years ago. So you make the necessary lifestyle income adjustments so I can do my teaching job and be happy about it. Whereas here, she sounds just totally miserable. Lady, if the job is making you that crabby where you feel like you can come online and dictate who can and can't do it, then you probably shouldn't do the job.
Get a better job. No, don't order off apps if you can't afford it. Stay in your lane.
No, you can take that and shove it. All right, this lady's been on here before. Let's hear her out.
So the landlord called me and she was like, "You've let somebody kick your door in. You're constantly falling behind on rent. Do you have the whole balance?" I'm like, "No, ma'am. I'm still working, trying to get all of the funds." And she's like, "I'm going to have to file eviction today." And at this point for me, I have tried to sell plates. I'm constantly looking for a job, constantly going on interviews. I'm door dashing. I'm doing hair. I'm trying to do every single thing I can think of to come up with money to take care of all of my bills. But it's just not working.
We know it's not working. If she sounds very familiar and/or looks familiar, she is the woman that was on here about a month or so ago. She was wearing a white shirt and she said she was manifesting $1,200. She goes, "I'm manifesting $1,200." And of course, her manifestation didn't go through. This video, very current, okay, late July. And I guess manifesting has gotten worse because she's now really short on money. But this is the same gal. And she wants money to get from, I believe, Houston back to New York. And it's funny because her handle on TikTok is Chosen Family. Yeah, pick those handles carefully.
It's not working in Houston, and I'm trying. I have put my pride to the side. I have asked for help. and it just doesn't seem like anything is going to work. So I feel like for the best interest of my children, no, I don't want to uproot them. I know a lot of people, why would you uproot them? They're finally getting comfortable. I understand that, but I'm not in a position. I don't have a savings. I don't have a safety net. I don't have a good support system here in Houston. I don't have that. No.
Whose fault is that? I don't believe it's your viewers' fault. Don't be looking at us. And she's a regular beggar.
Number one, I need to create that. I need to put us in a better position so that I can have these things before I get out there and I have all of these responsibilities on my shoulder. So with that being said, we're leaving Houston. I need to come up with $800 to $1,000. I'm going to put up another GoFundMe.